Hello and welcome to today's webinar, What to Expect at the 2022 Textile Exchange Conference. Today's presentation will be recorded. We will have a Q&A portion throughout the presentation. You can type your questions into the question box on the webinar doc. Now on to Donna with Textile Exchange. Donna?
Thank you, Rose. Hi, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us today. I hope that this is a good informational webinar. Like Rose said throughout the webinar, if you have any questions, type them into the questions doc and we will get them answered throughout the webinar. I'm going to start off by first thanking all of our sponsors. This is a tremendous feat to pull off a conference like this. Of course, it's not inexpensive either, and it's because of these sponsors that we're able to do this. And so we really appreciate all of their support, much more than any words can say. So I hope that if you will be at the conference or joining us virtually, that you'll thank them if you come across them. What we're going to cover today is we'll take a sneak peek at the virtual platform. We'll talk about health and safety at the conference. We're going to go over what special events will be taking place as part of the conference. We'll talk about attire recommendations. That's a frequently asked question that we receive. We'll talk a little bit about what to expect with the exhibit hall. And we'll look at some of the content that's going to be occurring throughout the conference. And then, of course, we'll have some time at the end for questions and answers to make sure that all of your questions get answered. So with that, I'm going to pass back over to Rose and let her give you a little bit of the sneak peek with the virtual system.
Great, thank you. We'll just switch screens here and pull up the system. Wonderful. We just wanted to give you, as attendees, a little sneak peek to the platform and know that this will also be the same presentation that you see for the app. So whether you're attending in person or virtually, this will be a tool that you want to use throughout the conference. So when you first receive your information to log on, this is what you'll see on the screen here. And just to highlight that for you, that you'll want to go ahead and put your information in, and then you'll be able to confirm that. And then it will give you an opportunity to be able to check your information, add what you need to, and then you'll be able to select the settings that you would like to have. And once that's complete, you'll have these options you need to accept just to make sure we're all on the same page. And then you'll have the opportunity to do these privacy settings. And one of the things that we'll highlight for you here in a moment is being able to connect with people, whether it is virtually or whether it's in person. Connecting with people that are in person, you can still use this app or this feature to make those different types of connections if you'd like to. So you'll want to mark all of these and click OK. And I just want to highlight for you over in the upper right hand corner that if you wanted to change those settings at any time, this is where you'll do that just like you would with any other app or any other type of platform that you've attended before. And then also you have this opportunity over here. I'll just highlight real quickly. We have a schedule, which we'll talk about here, how you can start scheduling meetings if you'd like to with others. And then my notes, I would just like to point out here for you that on any session that you attend, you have the option that you'll see to be able to create notes on that. And this is where those will be collected for you throughout the conference, and you can reference them at any time. So this is just a handy place to know and that there's a lot of information here for you connected to your profile. And then I'll take you over here to the home page. On the left-hand side, you'll see our menu, and just in the center there, you see tiles as well, and they connect to the items that are over to the left. So either way allows you to access these different features. Again, this is a very user-friendly platform, and so very similar to things I think you've probably navigated before. So will be very intuitive to you. A couple of items that we would like to highlight, though, I want to show you the agenda and just let you know how that looks and a couple features that you can utilize. You have the opportunity to go day by day as indicated here at the top. And then you can click into different events or different sessions. For example, here we can click in and you'll see that if you're attending virtually, this is how it will present to you. And then if we scroll down, you'll be able to see additional information about the speakers or any other information that we have attached to that. So again, very user friendly, and this is what it'll look like for you. And again, that notes that I highlighted for you over on the right hand side, that would be where you could take your personal notes and would just be for you. And then any other feature that will be available during that session. If they're doing chat, that will be here, Q&A. If there's polls or feedback, again, very intuitive and user-friendly. One other example that I'll show you on the agenda is how it will show additional information. Here in this particular session, you can see that there's a description that will give you a little more detail and again, list all the speakers for you. So very useful tool here for the agenda. One more thing on the agenda that I will highlight for you is how you can select or create your own schedule. And you'll see a little ticket up in the right-hand corner of each session. And that allows you to select the items that you think you want to attend or kind of create your schedule for the day or for the conference. And then you'll be able to use the My Schedule feature that will show you just what you selected. And then you'll see at the bottom of the screen there, the download to calendar. If you want that option, you have the ability to download to your specific calendar. It's not a PDF, just to note for you, but it is to download and enter into your calendar. And then you have a filter option there as well. Again, very intuitive, user-friendly, but just wanted to highlight those items in the agenda for you. And then two key things that we're really excited about for our virtual attendees specifically is the opportunity to be able to network and connect with people that are at the conference or with each other that are attending virtually. And there's two ways that we have to do that. One is this networking feature. And you'll note on the agenda, you'll see different networking options and times, and you're included in that. And this is one of the ways that you can network with others. And you'll be able to go to this room and it will open up to really just a room where people can join. You will have your own avatar, if you will, or your circle that will hopefully have your picture that you've updated through your profile. And you'll be able to navigate the room and mingle with others. And so while we're networking maybe in person, you may want to network with those again that are attending virtually. If you don't want to peruse the room and know where everybody is or try to find somebody in a needle in a haystack, we have the option here with the people icon, and it'll let you know all of the people that are present in the room. And so you can find them and connect with them. And then we also have a map feature. We'll let you kind of see where you are, where others are, and then a tutorial. So this might seem a little bit new and overwhelming if you're not used to the virtual, but this is a tutorial that you can access anytime that will help you walk through exactly how to navigate this networking room and connect with others. And then you also have the ability to chat with folks in the room as well. And so that will give you an option. Once you're in a circle with somebody, you'll be able to call them and maybe do face-to-face. There's a lot of really neat features here, and just want to highlight that for you and really let you know that you have an opportunity to engage even more so than just attending the sessions, but also to network with one another. And one other way that you can connect with folks is through our meeting booking, and every attendee, whether in person or virtual, will have this option. And it gives you the option to be able to connect with others. You can set up a meeting. You can, if there's somebody that you see that's attending and you're like, wow, I'd really like to connect with them, reach out with them, maybe set up a call, or maybe just a chat. This is a way that you can do that. And then you, as an attendee, have the ability to set your availability as well. And so over there on the right-hand side, you're able to be available all day if you'd like to. If you'd like to be more specific and say, I really only want to meet with people at specific times, you can customize your availability, and that would be known to those that might be seeking to spend time with you as well. You have the option to meet with people virtually Or obviously, if you're in person, you can use this tool to make connections to meet with people in person. If you're in person and want to connect with somebody virtually, you can also use this. So again, it's a really neat feature that we're excited about that allows everyone, whether in person or virtual, to be able to connect with one another, meet each other, have specific times to talk as you want to. If you are meeting with somebody in person, then you could use this to set in your chat exactly where you want to connect and put those details there. So again, make sure you utilize that and maximize your opportunity to mingle and meet others. And then just a couple other features on our menu that I'll just highlight for you. Just going down, our sponsors, again, as Donna mentioned, really grateful for them for this opportunity. And we have those listed here for you, just in case you'd like to have that as a reference and being mindful of that. We also have our speakers that are listed. You can see all of the speakers that will be presenting. And then exhibitors, I'd like to just highlight here for you another wonderful feature that we're excited about. This allows you to see some of our exhibitors and connect with them as well. When you click into one of these exhibitors, their information is here, but it also has features where you can chat with them. You can set up a meeting as well with them, just like we showed on the attendee meeting booking. And then another feature to highlight, just to be mindful of, is over on the right side. If an exhibitor has specific people that they have provided to you, that if you'd like to speak with an expert and have a one-on-one conversation, they've listed this information here for you as well. And again, this will work just like what we showed you in the meeting booking to be able to connect with them. So another really neat opportunity for you as a virtual attendee to be a part of things, to connect with people, to receive the information that we're providing in person. So make sure you check out the exhibitors and visit them and connect with them as well. And then one more, a couple more features on the menu that I would just highlight for you. If there's any information that you need or helpful tips, you can see that that's there. And we'll have more information that we present, helpful notes, maybe just about how to connect with others, or any information that we feel throughout the conference might need to be listed there. And then with attendees, we have that opportunity to be able to see all of those that are in attendance. So that'll be a good reference point for you, again, for that networking, for connecting with others. This will give you that list of who's attending in person or virtually. And then we'll have an opportunity for resources. There'll be items that we want to make sure that we're sharing with you from Textile Exchange or from others that are giving us various documents, and we'll have that provided here for you. And then, as I already mentioned, the networking there. So just want to, I think that you'll be really pleased and excited about the opportunity and experience that you have on our virtual platform. This will be available for everyone to begin perusing on Monday, and you'll get instructions via email how to do that. It will also have this recording attached to that email so that you'll be able to have that information as well. But with that, if there's any questions, I'm happy to take those. If not, then Donna, I'll pass it back to you.
Thank you, Rose. I'll go ahead and take back over here, but like Rose said, please do feel free to pop in any questions that you have regarding the virtual system, and she will make sure that those get answered in the Q&A doc. So just want to go ahead and scroll on here. So as Rose said, we will be giving access to this virtual platform as well as the mobile app starting on Monday. And so that is about a week in advance of being able to start making those connections with people, scheduling appointments and things like that. So I want to jump into some health and safety protocols and guidance that we've put together for the conference. First of all, we're so thankful that the global health crisis appears to be improving in most regions. And we know that many are still impacted by it in various ways. And it's our goal to ensure that anyone participating in the 2022 conference in person are comfortable and safe. So there's not specific requirements set out by the state of Colorado or the conference venue. So Textile Exchange has put a few requirements in place just to help ensure that everyone remains healthy throughout the conference. So self-testing daily, we request that all participants self-test daily before joining any meetings, conference sessions, or entering the conference venue. So there's no need to show us your test or provide the results. It's kind of an honor-based system, but we trust that everyone will have the best interest of everyone else in mind, and we'll follow these procedures. So the important thing to note here is you are being asked to bring your own tests. So please make sure that you have plenty of those on hand to test each morning. If anyone should test positive or anything, please do plan to join virtually from your hotel room. Again, we just really are being mindful that we need to keep this a safe space. Mask wearing is optional. So if you've been on a flight lately, you hear the announcement, or at least most flights, you hear the announcement that mask wearing is optional. And I'm going to give the same spiel, is that in the code of conduct, all attendees accept that when they register, and it's really to respect each other is really the main idea behind that. And so please just be respectful of other people's choices to wear or to not to wear a mask, so that it is a personal choice. We do, however, retain the right to ask everyone to wear a mask should it become necessary. If we have quite a few people testing positive or something like that, we may ask everyone to start wearing a mask. So come with a few of those on hand as well. And then, of course, the duty to self-monitor. This is another thing in registration that all attendees agree to when they are registering to attend in person. And that is just to monitor yourself. If you're not feeling well, if you feel like something could be contagious, please just stay in your hotel room and join virtually. And then, of course, vaccines are encouraged. Coming into the US, you're required to have one anyway, but we know a lot of you are already based here, so we do encourage them. So keep that in mind as well. And then the last bit of advice is just to keep hydrated. If you're coming to the conference in person, you're coming to a very high altitude, and it's very easy to get dehydrated very quickly. So just make sure that you're drinking plenty of water. We do ask that you bring your own water bottle. We will be doing our absolute best to not have any single-use plastics at the conference. With that said, the venue is a resort style venue. And so they typically do put them in hotel rooms. We have asked them to not do that for our conference. But if you get there and you don't have any water, just know that is an option for you. You can request those. But we want to make sure that everyone stays plenty well hydrated during the conference. We'll, of course, have multiple water stations throughout the conference space as well. So now I want to go into a few special events that are going to be taking place at the conference. So Rose just went through the virtual system and showed you where you can network together in that virtual platform. And so that's going to be a great tool for those of you attending virtually. Unfortunately, a lot of these special events, all of them actually, there's not a way to recreate that in the virtual space. And so bear with us for these next few slides. We're going to talk through a little bit of what the in-person people will be getting to experience. But while I'm doing this, I just want to say, you please take advantage of that networking opportunity that you'll have within the virtual space, because that's going to be an important place for you throughout this conference. So the Monday evening, which is technically the first day of the conference, but as you'll see in a moment, we'll look at a bit of a layout of the week. And it's not a traditional day, but at the end of that day, we're going to have a welcome cocktail reception that all attendees are welcome to join. And so I believe it will start at 6 p.m. that evening and go to about 7:30. So come, network, meet friends that you can then go to dinner with, but we'll have some drinks and light snacks and stuff like that available. So feel free to join this if you're at the resort already. Even if you're at a nearby hotel, make your way over and let's get kicked off the right way. On Tuesday evening of the conference, Textile Exchange will be having its 20 years celebration. We're going to be going out to the Flying W Ranch, which is a kind of a throwback to the Old West there in Colorado. And so it's going to be a lot of fun. It'll be a really fun evening of celebrating and looking to the future. We're also going to be recognizing our Ryan Young Climate Plus Awards at this event as well. So it's going to be a really fun time. We're going to change up the agenda a little bit on this day in order to accommodate getting out to this space. As you can see in the picture on your screen, it's a beautiful, beautiful area. And so because it's November in Colorado, it will be getting dark a little bit earlier, probably around 5 p.m. So our plan is after the afternoon breakouts, we will start loading buses and we'll get everyone out here with hopefully 30 minutes to an hour of daylight to enjoy. So there's a lot of fun activities in this space. And then as soon as you get off the bus, you'll be able to grab your drink and it's going to be a great evening of networking and celebrating. So I hope everyone will be planning to join us for that. And then on Wednesday evening, we're going to have cocktails and what we're calling a learning live experience. And so it's kind of a strange name and we haven't really landed on anything that describes it better. So that's what we're going with. But basically what we're doing is it's kind of a speed dating style event. So we'll have cocktails and get the evening started about 30 minutes or so, and then we'll move into these speed dating rooms, if you will. So each attendee will be able to choose up to 4 topics that they want to listen to, and there's about 20 hosted rooms that are going to be an option for you. And there will be 15-minute rotations. So for 15 minutes, you'll get to hear one topic and then you'll get to pick something else. And we'll do that 4 times. And so we'll end about 7:30. And so then again, grab your friends, go to dinner, let the fun continue. But this is going to be a great opportunity for you to hear great topics that aren't able to fit into the agenda of the conference. And so, so I hope everyone will join us for that. It'll be a really fun evening. And then last but not least, I want to touch on Texcursions because I know everyone prior to COVID is used to us being able to offer really great options for industry tours. And so try as we might this year, we weren't able to pull together industry tours primarily because of the time of year. So mid-November is a challenge with everything, trying to have a cotton visit because it's all harvested by then or in the middle of being harvested. Animal tours, kind of the same way. We had tried to nail down some ranches and things like that, but animals at this time of year are no longer in the spaces where it would be easy to go visit and see their grazing practices and that sort of thing. So we just weren't able to pull anything together for this year. We are moving the conference to October next year. So we're looking forward to bringing these back next year. But what we are offering is a local sightseeing tour. It's called a Foothills and Garden of the Gods Jeep Tour. And so it's really individual based. If you want to go between 9 and 12 on the morning of Friday, November 18th, you can do that, or you can go in the afternoon. So we have 2 time slots that you can choose from. The Jeeps, which is a very jeeping through the mountains, a very Colorado thing. So it'll be a lot of fun, but they'll pull up there at the convention center. And you'll be able to get in and go. Of course, again, with it being November, it could be beautiful weather. It could be snow. We have no idea. So a lot of it will be contingent on that, but we are definitely hoping and praying for beautiful weather. So this information is not available on the website yet. I will be adding it later today, so be on the lookout for that. With that said, I know Rose said an email is going out on Monday with access to the virtual system. We're also going to be sending each of you that are registered to attend already an email today letting you know some of this key information, because not everybody is, of course, able to be on this webinar. We want to make sure everyone knows about the health and safety policies and all of that. So we'll be sending some information today, and it will also include a link to this tour. So jumping into attire recommendations, you can see we've got a lot going on at the conference. And as I just mentioned, Colorado in November, it could be really beautiful. It could be 60-degree days, and it could also be snow on the ground. So I would say layers are going to be your friend this week if you're going to be joining us in person. So at the conference, we typically have business casual. I've also heard it called smart casual. So really just business casual attire for the conference itself. Now for the 20 years celebration, as you could see from the picture that we had there, this is an outdoor space. So, high heels probably will not be your friend this evening. So I would say just make sure that you're comfortable. It can still be a dress or something. We'll have some, outdoor heater type things available. So the space where we are, we'll have warm spaces. So don't worry about that. But really more than anything, just make sure you have comfortable shoes on and that you're able to stay warm if you want to be outside and enjoying the space. And then I want to make a quick mention about Broadmoor restaurants. If you look them up, there's quite a few restaurants on site at the Broadmoor. Mostly they are casual. They do have restrictions about, really short shorts and things like that, but it's typically, I think they call it resort casual. So I can't imagine in November anyone would be breaking those rules. But I do want to mention that there is particularly one restaurant that does require like a jacket. So just be mindful of if you're making reservations and plans with people from the conference that you are aware of what that dress policy might be. So like I said, there's only one that I know of that is a little bit nicer than the others. So just be aware of that. I want to talk a little bit about the exhibit hall. So of course, this is where, if you've been to a conference in the past, this is where we really keep everything that's happening. Like most of those special events that I just showed you, they're all happening around the exhibit hall. We do have about 55, or actually more than 55, I think it's actually 58 exhibitors attending this year and exhibiting. And so a lot of them are virtual and in person. So those of you that are attending virtually, as you saw in the demo this morning, you will be able to visit the exhibitors through the virtual platform as well. But this is a great space to hang out. So be sure that you visit that. Of course, Textile Exchange will have what we call our hub live there as well. And anyway, there's just going to be a lot happening in this space. We are trying to put everything into the agenda online. It's not completely finished yet. I want to give that caveat. But everything that's going to be happening is going to be on the agenda. So that's going to be your best friend. Have that mobile app downloaded or visit it frequently on the virtual platform and just make sure that you know what's happening at any given moment. We'll also have a networking space. It's not actually in the exhibit hall, but I wanted to mention it here. It's called the Networking Lounge, but it's a space that will allow you to go in and visit one-on-one with people. And so say you're attending in person, but you want to have a meeting with someone that's maybe attending virtually, you can go and have that meeting in that space, so that you have a little bit more of a quieter room and able to have those one-on-one conversations. And same with if you're meeting someone in person, you can go to that space and have those conversations. But of course, there will be tables and everything set up in the exhibit hall as well. So, but I just want to let you know that that space is also going to be available to you. Content, I'm not going to walk through the agenda right now, just out of an interest of time, that we would probably need about 2 hours blocked out for that. But I do want to let you know of some things that are happening. And I'll call out at the bottom of the screen here, you do see the conference website mentioned. We will be updating the agenda on there through probably the first part of next week, making sure that everything gets into there that's going to be happening. So just check back and use your mobile app as much as possible to make sure that you know what's happening at any given time. So I do want to walk through the week though, because I know 5 days is a lot of time and there's just a lot happening. So I want to make sure everyone's kind of aware of the layout for this year. So Monday is going to be 2 roundtables. Actually, it will open with a general assembly, which I didn't mention here. And then it will go into the cotton roundtable and the animal fibers and leather roundtable. And then the evening will wrap up with a cocktail reception. So those 2 roundtables will be taking place concurrently. So just be aware of that. But there's quite a bit happening on Monday. The exhibit hall will be being set up on Monday. So if you're exhibiting, that's also your day to be there doing that. So it's going to be a busy day on Monday as we get rolling. I would also encourage you to come over even if you're not planning to attend a roundtable. If you're going to be there, come on over and get your name badge. I think we're going to be opening the kiosks around 9 a.m. So come over and go ahead and get your name badge and get some of that out of the way so that when you come to join the cocktail reception that evening, everything is ready to go and there's not going to be long queues. And we do have 8 kiosks, by the way, so there shouldn't be long queues anyway, but we I think the earlier everyone can get in, the better. On Tuesday, so what we consider like the traditional days of conference are really Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And so we've set them up to really flow one from the other. And so Tuesday will get us kicked off while really identifying progress and the systemic challenges that the industry is facing. And so that's what all the plenaries and the breakouts will be focused on Tuesday. We also will have working lunches each day of this week. And there's probably, I haven't actually counted them, so don't hold me to this, but I think there's 10 to 15 each day. So quite a few working lunches happening each day that you can choose from. Of course, you can just stay in the exhibit hall and eat lunch and mingle with people at your table as well. That's perfectly fine. Each of the working lunches will have pretty limited seating, about 20 to 24 typically. There are a couple of exceptions. So once those rooms are full, the door will close and they'll be full. And then that evening, of course, the 20-year celebration that we talked about just a moment ago. So we're looking forward to that day. It's going to be a fun day of celebrating. And then on Wednesday, the focus of the day will be around solutions to the identified challenges that we identify on Tuesday. Wednesday will focus on the solutions and the key levers for those. And again, we'll have working lunches and we'll have that learning live experience that evening. On Thursday, again, the theme of the day will be on how to implement those solutions. So we're going from here's what the issue is, here's the solutions that are out there, and here's how we're going to take action. So that's really the thought process of the 3 days and how they're going to flow. There will be a couple of, I think 3 actually different movies showing throughout. One will be Thursday evening. That's why I'm bringing it up now, in the actual cinema of the Broadmoor Theater, or sorry, the Broadmoor Resort. And so there's a lot happening. All of this will be in the agenda. And so that's why I keep pounding on, be sure that you're aware, check the agenda, make your plans for each day, so that'll keep you on track. And then on Friday, because we were not able to pull together a ranch tour of some kind like we had really hoped to do, we will be having an animal impact breakfast. So if you're interested in grazing practices, animal welfare, the whole 9 yards, be sure to join that breakfast Friday morning. And then we will have the synthetics roundtable taking place Friday morning. And then that afternoon, the man-made cellulosics fiber roundtable. And then, of course, the excursions that I talked about, the sightseeing tours will be taking place that day as well. So like I said, all of this will be being updated. The agenda is currently online, but we will be continuing to update it and add more information over the next week. So keep an eye on that. And just so much going on, whether you're attending virtually or in person. There's a lot happening and you're not going to be disappointed. So with that said, I'm actually going to keep it on the agenda page while we take some questions. We have quite a bit of time left. So yeah, what questions do you have for us today? Very quiet on the Q&A box. Will the virtual recordings be available to those attending in person? Yes, so that is a great question, and sorry we didn't think to answer that. Yes, so everyone attending in person will have access to the virtual system. So the only difference is those who registered virtually, of course, won't have the in-person experience. But yes, everyone attending in person will have access to the virtual system and for 90 days following the conference. So everyone can go back and listen to the breakouts that you've missed or things like that. And yeah, I think we just answered that question too. I'm sorry, they just went away really quickly, but will the virtual recordings be available if you miss a day of the conference? Yes, all of the recordings will be available for 90 days. So you can go back and listen at any time. Did not understand about the lunches. Are these meals included in the conference fees? Yes, so all lunch is included in the conference fees. So what this means is there are quite a few meeting rooms off of the exhibit hall. And so you will be able to just get your lunch and go to a meeting room. So it's the same included in your conference fees, yes, but you'll just be able to pick a room and go listen to a topic during lunch. Or like I said, you can stay in the exhibit hall and visit with other people. Are there lanyards at the kiosks, or is it bring your own lanyard? Yeah, thanks, Audra. That's a good question. We will have lanyards at the kiosk, so no need to bring your own lanyard. Of course, if you want to, you're welcome to, but we'll have plenty of lanyards available for everyone. Will the movies be available to virtual attendees? Unfortunately, they will not. And I don't know what permissions we have in terms of maybe sharing those out afterwards. And so I would need to do some asking about that, but we are not able to stream them, but I don't know what that means in terms of being able to share them later. I can certainly ask about that. If the rooms fill up in person, will virtual still be able to attend, or will they be rejected? So I'm not sure if this is referring to like breakouts or the working lunches. Breakouts, I don't think the rooms will fill up. They're all quite large. There are a couple of smaller breakout rooms, so there is a chance they could fill up. But yeah, you can join virtually, but each room will seat at least 200 people. So I don't see that being an issue in terms of the breakouts. Now, the working lunches, yes, when they fill up, we will have to turn people away because people will be needing to sit down and eat, and there's not going to be space for everyone to do that. So we will have to close the door, and you can find another topic, or again, go mingle and network in the main lunch area. Okay. So the mobile app link has not been shared yet. So again, that will be released on Monday. So you'll be receiving, as long as you are already registered to attend, you'll be receiving that on Monday. So you haven't received that yet. So don't worry about having missed it. Celeste, the director of membership, is letting us know that virtual recordings will also be moved to the member hub community following the conference. And it's usually 2 to 3 weeks following the conference, but for members that maybe were unable to attend or something like that, that they will be on the member community. So that is one of the member benefits. Has the shuttle departure times from the second hotel been posted? No, they have not. And I'm actually going to see if Melanie can answer that with a typed question if she has more information about that. But that may be something, if you booked through the DoubleTree, you probably need to work with them to book those directly. I don't actually have any information on that. And same with the Broadmoor, actually. If you are able to stay at the Broadmoor, and let me say really quickly, I apologize that that filled up so quickly. I know that was disheartening for many of you, but yeah, that really booked up quickly. And so we do appreciate everyone that got their reservations there and filled the room block. But even if you've made that reservation at the Broadmoor, you will be responsible for booking any shuttle service yourself as well. So make sure that you're keeping an eye on that and taking care of that. That information is on our website under travel and lodging, so you can find that there. On the homepage of the resort, the information on Wi-Fi is not clear. Do you know if we'll have unlimited Wi-Fi? Yes. So if you're staying at the Broadmoor or even just attending the conference, there is Wi-Fi available. The Wi-Fi, if you're staying there in a room at the Broadmoor, the Wi-Fi is part of your resort fee that you pay. But if you're just attending the conference, or even also if you're attending the conference there, then you'll also have access to Wi-Fi, and we'll be providing that information. Will we be able to distinguish from the attendees list and the mobile app who is attending in person? That's a really good question. Yes, we actually have permission this year to do that. We didn't have permission last year, but we will need to work with our mobile team, not mobile team, the virtual platform team, to figure out the best way of doing that. So we'll work with them on that. I think it's a great call out. Will transportation from the Flying W be staggered, or will everyone leave at the same time? So it will be a little bit staggered both directions, more so coming back to the Broadmoor. So in an attempt to get everyone out there really quickly, we do have all the buses leaving pretty quickly after the afternoon break time. So I think it's around 3:30 or so. We're going to start loading the buses on that Tuesday. So if you need to change clothes or something, you will have about a 20-minute window between the close of the breakouts and the buses leaving. And of course, we'll be loading one bus at a time. So there will be a little bit of time, but of course, to get everyone out there, we can't start sending any buses until they're full. So the longer everyone takes, the longer it will be to get out there, and the less daylight everybody will have. So that would be my one call out, getting out there. Now leaving, we will have buses starting at 8:30 and go till probably 10 o'clock. So everyone can leave as early as they want or stay as late as they want as well. So yeah, staggered is the plan. Is the speed dating session run by each exhibitor? If so, we need to come up with 4 topics. So no, the speed dating sessions are kind of hand selected by some of the partner organizations that we work with. It was also a benefit for sponsors to lead one of those. So it's not necessarily exhibitors. And so everyone that is confirmed for one is already aware that you're confirmed for one. And they also have already submitted their topics. So those will be listed in the agenda, and attendees will be able to select the 4 topics that they want to hear about. Where can staff store jackets and et cetera? So yeah, for the team members, sorry, we're going to go on a little bit of a side step here, and then I'll answer this for all attendees as well. We do have a team room, so team members, you'll be able to store your things in there. But for all attendees, we will have a coat check. So, and it will be close to the entrance of Bartolin Hall, which is where we prefer everyone to enter through. That's the exhibit hall. And so there will be a coat check where everyone can store your belongings. All right, good questions, everyone. Anything else? I will also say, if you do have any questions that come to you afterwards, feel free to email us at conference@textileexchange.org. One of our team members will get back with you. We are inundated with emails right now, so bear with us. It may not be immediate, but we will get back with you as quickly as we can. And then, of course, we will all start traveling to the conference the end of next week, so response time will be slow there as well. But feel free to send any emails or any questions you have via email. One more question here. So Brittany, this is a question specific to exhibitors. So I'm actually going to ask Teresa to follow up with you via email about that question, because I don't know the answer. It's the main reason why. But I think it's a question about internet at the exhibit hall. So Teresa, if you'll look at that and email Brittany directly, that would be helpful. All right, great questions, everyone. Should everyone have already received information as to which hotel? Okay, so this is another team question. So I'll be answering that tomorrow. We have a team call tomorrow. So specific team questions, let's save for tomorrow. We want to make sure everyone on this call that we keep it relevant to them. All right. Well, we have about 5 minutes left, I think, of what we had scheduled for this. I think we may have scheduled an hour, but I know everyone would probably be happy to have 15 minutes back of their time. So like I said, I will be sending an email out later today to everyone that is already registered for the conference. If you're undecided and maybe you have more questions, like I said, feel free to email us. Otherwise, anything else we can do, we're happy to answer via email. But I will be sending this email out that has the recording of this webinar. Feel free to share it with your teammates if anybody wasn't able to join, as well as including more information in that to just ensure everyone has all of the information that you need. So we are so looking forward to seeing everyone, whether it's on the virtual side or in person, and safe travels to those of you who will be traveling, and we'll look forward to seeing you in a couple of weeks. Okay, thanks so much, everyone.